I'd like to call this meeting to order. Joe, can you do the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
Yes, absolutely. Everybody could please join me. Ready? Begin. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God,
under God,
indivisible,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Mintz,
Here.
Councilmember Klink,
Here.
Councilmember Bildering. Is Councilmember Bildering available in?
He is here. He may be on mute.
Okay. Mayor Pro Tem Wright
Here.
and Mayor Ogilvy,
Present.
all present.
Yes. Changes to the agenda. City manager, are there any changes to the agenda?
No changes.
Okay. These proceedings may be viewed on demand on the City of 29 Palms website at www.29palms.org. You may also live stream this meeting by going to the city website and clicking on the meeting agenda link. This is the time for the public to address the city on issues within the jurisdiction of the city council that are not on this agenda. All comments are to be directed to the city council and shall not consist of any personal attacks. Members of the public are expected to maintain a professional, courteous decorum during their comments. There is a time limitation of 3 minutes per person. If you haven't already done so, please fill out name and address slips and give them to the city clerk. The city council is prohibited by the state law from taking any action or discussing items not included on the printed agenda. Public comments on specific agenda items will be deferred until consideration of the item on the agenda.
Eli, is there anybody out there wanting public
We
comment?
have 3 people online. One is a reporter. I don't see anyone raise their virtual hand. If anybody wishes to speak, please raise your virtual hand and I'll unmute you. I don't see anyone.
Thank you, Eli.
All right, then we go to the consent calendar. All matters listed on the consent calendar are considered routine by the city council and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed. Any item may be removed from the consent calendar and considered separately by the city council. The public will be given an opportunity to comment on consent calendar items prior to the city council action. And we waive the, I'm sorry?
I said I moved the consent calendar.
We do not have any consent items. There are no consent items, so we
There
can
is
just
none.
pass it.
Oh, it said waive the consent, waive the reading of ordinance. So I thought there was one.
If there's
on.
an ordinance, but there is no ordinance, so there's nothing.
Well, it says waive it.
I can run the old.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's something that's on there automatically. Sorry, we should have probably removed that.
That's okay. I removed my waive.
Okay. Then we're on to discussion and potential action items. And electronic and paperless filing of Fair Political Practice Commission campaign disclosure statements and economic interest recommendations. Frank?
Yes, we'll be doing
Mayor, I move the item.
That works for me.
You don't want to see Cindy speak? Fine, I'll second it then.
Okay,
You all have read it, though. You understand that this is now going to go to complete electronic filing. You will not be able to do paper filings, and this company NetFile is going to keep track of everything. It'll also keep track of your AB 1234 and 1825 filings, which is the sexual harassment and ethics training. And anytime that you're getting close to being expired, they will notify you and send you a link so that you can take care of it right away.
And you still gonna be able to assess, right?
I'm sorry?
You still gonna be able to assess, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I was gonna ask the same thing, Mac. Thank you.
This way you don't have to do the wet signature. You know how you have to, most of your FPPC forms have to be filed with the wet signature. This is also pertaining to campaign statements for those of you that will be running this year. They will keep track of all that as well. So you'll be in good hands.
great.
So we have a motion by Councilmember Klink. Is that correct?
That's correct. I'm sorry, Frank, I didn't let you speak.
Nope, I didn't want to talk.
I second it.
And we have a second by Councilmember Mitz. So I will then call roll. Councilmember Bildering.
Aye.
There he is. Councilmember Mintz.
Aye.
Councilmember Klink.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Wright.
Aye.
Mayor Ogilvy.
Aye.
Approved 5-0. Thank you.
Okay, so then on to Assembly Bill 361.
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor, members of the council. This item in front of you this afternoon is a recommendation from staff to pass the resolution authorizing teleconference public meetings pursuant to Assembly Bill 361. So just by way of a quick little background, last year, as we recall, there was, we held several virtual meetings of the council under the executive order of our governor, Governor Newsom. That within that executive order suspended the Brown Act rules for virtual meetings. And that suspension of Brown Act rules expired in September. The governor, the legislature followed up in September with AB 361 that, if there was a need to have virtual meetings, we would have to comply to 361. At that time, I think most folks thought, us included, that there wasn't be a need going forward. However, given the latest surge in Omicron, it's kind of necessitated this conversation and potential approval of this resolution to go back to virtual. The major component of the change, the suspension and Brown Act for virtual meetings is, if the council recalls, the old rules or the current rules that are suspended is you would have to, if you were going to be virtual, you would have to notice a notice outside your house, your hotel room, wherever you're at. So the public, in theory, could show up at your house, can show up at your hotel room to have the meetings. That part of the Brown Act for virtual meetings is suspended. If you do continue with AB 361, there has to be some circumstances that must exist. One, a state of emergency. The governor, the state of California still has a state of emergency. And we have to promote social distancing and other safety measures, which we do. So both of those circumstances exist, which allows us to be in 361. A couple of the provisions within 361 to notice is the public notice. We have to notice that those know that we're going virtual and how to access the meetings. So that has to be in our public notice, which we did today, and we will if that's what the direction of the council is. In the event that there's a service disruption, the legislative body cannot take any action on the agenda until the service is restored. So if this service went down, if there was some technological issues, we would have to suspend that meeting or not take action. We've got to provide an opportunity for the public to comment in real time, as we just did as it relates to public comments. and we have to provide a reasonable amount of time for public to offer comment. So, Madam Mayor, just maybe pause for a few minutes to allow people to have the opportunity to type in their questions or raise their hand or what have you. So if those exist and we want to do that, we would adopt 361. And that would just be the means of having it. From a manager's perspective, giving the infections of both staff in quarantines and even council in quarantine, staff is recommending that we definitely have our next meeting, which is January 25th, virtually. And primarily due to staffing related issues from a technology perspective, to have an effective and efficient meeting, we would have to do that next meeting. Then that leads to February and how the council wants to have our February meeting. County Health Department is thinking this surge is going to last through mid-February. And so, I think we're going to need to really only make one decision or two decisions. Our decision next Tuesday for that meeting and our meeting early February 8th, I believe it is. And hopefully we're back to quote unquote normal or regular meetings there forward. But just by way of example, some of our regional cities and what they're doing, Apple Valley is continuing with live meetings. They're not going virtual, they're doing live. San Jacinto is going virtual only. Temecula is doing live only. Victorville is virtual. Palm Springs is virtual. Hybrid, Rancho Mirage is doing a hybrid approach, both live and virtual. Indian Wells has canceled the meetings clear through mid-February. Yucca Valley is also doing a hybrid. Needles is straight live, and Big Bear is virtual only. So those are the options, Madam Mayor. And the recommendation from staff is to approve the resolution approving teleconferencing for AB 361 and looking for some guidance for the next month's worth of meetings. And one other thing real quick, it's not only the council, so your decision tonight will affect Planning Commission, TBID, and the PAC, all of our public meetings, and the VHR committee meeting that we had this week as well. So that concludes my presentation.
Okay, so then I bring it to the public.
Any member of the public would like to participate, please raise your virtual hand or type in your question now.
Okay, that seems to be ample time. So thank you, Eli.
Okay. And then back to the council.
Take my mask down. I have a customer in the office. That's why I wanted to have a mask on. I'm okay with the next meeting being virtual, but I think the one in February, I think districting is starting then. I think we should be live. All of us at the city hall, like we used to do, be 3 feet apart or whatever it is now, 3 or 6 feet, who knows. But I think we need to be together as a council when we start the redistricting. So
in the public too? In the public as well?
No, not the public, because we don't want, they can still watch it and still participate is what I'm saying. But to not have that live at City Hall, I think we should have it live for that meeting.
So you're saying collectively the council should be in the chamber for
Right.
February's meeting.
So Frank, I'm sorry, Joel. Frank, the next meeting is on Tuesday. Is there anything pressing that we have to meet virtually?
Well, there's two, one item from our last meeting that we had queued up, which was the purchase and sale agreement for the Project Phoenix hotel property. And Eli has a resolution to apply for a grant. It's a $40,000 grant that is due by February 1st. So it needs to be approved, before February 1st. So those are the two that I think off the top of my head that I know are pressing.
Okay.
Now, when we say live, does that, is Christina and Eli going to be able to be there to do that? Because I think they're the only ones that do the camera.
Yeah, so by February, we should be okay. Yeah, the next meeting we won't, but February will be okay.
Okay. So that's my, I'll just make a motion that we virtual the January 27th or 25th, and then we go live in first meeting in February. Live streaming.
Wouldn't that be considered hybrid?
That would
If
be
it's
considered hybrid, yeah.
Oh, is it hybrid? Hybrid, okay.
Can I get a second from someone?
I'll
I
second it.
second.
Go ahead, Matt, because I'm not going to be able to participate in the next Tuesday's meeting anyway. If you only have those two items on there, I'll have to step out.
There'll be more items. Those were the two pressing items. And the others aren't really pressing, but if we're going to have a meeting, we'll have a full.
Okay. Well, Max seconded. That's fine.
So I have a motion from Councilmember Klink and a second from Mayor Pro Tem Wright, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
Okay. No further questions or discussion? Okay, roll call. Councilmember Klink,
Aye.
Councilmember Bilderain,
Aye.
Councilmember Mintz,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Wright,
Aye.
Mayor Ogilvy.
Let's see if I can go over here.
Approved 5-0.
Okay, here. Okay. Okay.
Is there anything else?
Cindy, what was that resolution?
The resolution will be 2201.
Okay.
The last one I made, I was able to just go over there.
Is there anything else?
But we've had problems with it.
That's all the items, Madam Mayor.
Okay. Then I adjourn this meeting.
Meeting adjourned at 10:18.
Thanks,
Bye,
everyone.
all.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good Monday, y'all.
We have only.
Figure out how to get out of here.
How do you?